Nintendo president Tatsumi Kimishima was asked how Nintendo planned to keep the momentum for 2018 going. He actually said something interesting, something that really tipped off the Nintendo fan base, or rather just Nintendo cynics, I guess you could say. They actually said that they were going after the casual market, kind of, sort of. Now, this is a market notoriously known for being very unpredictable, but I actually think it's actually a good idea, especially when you consider that right after he followed up by saying they're not going to abandon the hardcore market that they're already after. Now, I've already seen the clickbait videos. Oh, this is the weakness of the Switch. Oh, this and this and that. When really it's not. It is essentially Nintendo Labo. And what Nintendo Labo is, it's basically PSVR. It's basically Xbox One, is, I guess you could say. It is Nintendo's casual market appeal. They all got an appeal. Let's not pretend like Nintendo is somehow out of place when they try to appeal to this market, because out of all three of the companies, they are the most familiar with it. Now, I just wanted to address that little criticism when it comes to just Nintendo, just their marketing strategy for 2018 in general. I actually think that it is a very good idea. Now, moving on to the actual idea of Labo, this game, and with a lot of games that come out for the Nintendo Switch, it actually very much represents the Nintendo Switch itself in a lot of ways, and this one more so represents Nintendo in a lot of ways. This has a lot of different features. You get one thing in the box, and then you can do a million different things with it. This is actually something that is really enjoyable. I know they said that this is for kids, and I know that the hardcore gamers gonna look at this and be like, oh, I guess that exists, but I actually really think this speaks measures about Nintendo. They are fun, they're creative, just like this game. Now, I don't think they gave us a prize, but they did give us a release date, 420 Earth Day, another type of day, if you ask another people, as well as like 90% of my friends. But yeah, I just really like the idea of this. Now, they said it was primarily for kids, but I could see this being a good party thing. I don't want to get into that, I don't want to be that weirdo, but yeah, it seems like something that is definitely aimed for kids. I did see a lot of people, oh yes, finally Pokemon news, oh yes, finally Smash news, when obviously that wasn't gonna happen either. But hey, like I said, I'm always laughing at you guys from my little chair here. What they showed here today definitely shows that they're still willing to innovate. Yes, we know that you've captured the hardcore market, or the core gamer market. What we want to see is them continue to tackle markets, because that's great. That's great. They've tackled a market that no one else, no one thought that they could tackle this market. They've got the hardcore gamer on their side again. Now they gotta get the casual audience on their side once more, because like Sony themselves said in an interview, Nintendo is that translator. They are that company. Like, if Nintendo wasn't here, I feel like gaming would be a much more niche thing, because a lot of people wouldn't get introduced. It's only through the quality of Nintendo, it's only through the innovation of Nintendo that we see further growth, that we see more casuals get transitioned into hardcore gaming. So this as a game definitely shows that Nintendo has still got it, especially if they market this. I like this is very neat trailer they had for the game. I definitely think that they did a good job on this, and yeah, I definitely look forward to the future. Obviously, this wasn't as big as a lot of people were claiming it would be. A lot of people thought it was going to be a new IP, while technically it is something original. I think people were expecting like a giant bombshell, like a Splatoon or an ARMS or something like that, which obviously we didn't get. What we got was something extremely creative, something that extremely speaks to what Nintendo's plan with the Switch, and something that personally I think is very flexible, much like the Nintendo Switch console itself. It's very versatile. You can do all of these things with just some cardboard. You can stretch your imagination to its limits. It's almost for kids, but adults can get into it. That's just like Nintendo. This is the Nintendo I love. This is the Nintendo this is the marketing Nintendo that everyone loves. This is the creative Nintendo that everyone loves. But this is also the Nintendo that will do what they have to do to appeal to the demographic. And it's cool that it's not really a peripheral, so to say. Like PSVR is a peripheral that costs more than the base PS4 system, but this is a game that I would be surprised costs like $40, and you get the cardboard that comes with it. So in a sense, this is a really smart move by Nintendo, and I know a lot of people are like, this is a whole new way. Like, a lot of people definitely blew this up to a proportion that we can't even see that anymore. I haven't even looked at any of those comments before I jumped on here and made this video because I had to speak on it. But yeah, I actually think Nintendo Labo we will see how, like, this definitely shows that Nintendo is going for that audience. This very creative niche. They're definitely going for that, or they're at least aiming for kids, which is fine, especially since it's just one game. It's gonna pass by. I wouldn't mind if it was just one game per year. What people didn't like, it was like the Wii mindset, where it was like one game for us more core gamers per year. What I like is this, since they know they can appeal to that audience 24/7, they're gonna put out a game here and there, and then when they check out their games, it's like, oh, Mario Odyssey, and then they're gonna check that out, and then it's definitely a good plan by Nintendo. I think I see what they're doing, but it's Nintendo, so I honestly, they're honestly the most unpredictable ones out of the three. But I definitely do like what this is, and if they're going the way I think they're going, I definitely am on board with this. If I still get like incredible games like Kirby and whatever the Fire Emblem is gonna be, I'm definitely on board with this necessary evil of casualness. Okay, that's not really a big deal for me, especially since this is one game. It's probably not gonna cost that much. You can probably pick it up on a whim. I think it's actually cool. It's not very intrusive. They didn't save room for it in the Nintendo Direct, and that's another thing. They didn't save room for it in the Nintendo Direct. That's how you know this is like, yeah, this is casual. But you guys, me and you guys, like Nintendo and us, we're at a very good point. We're in a golden age of Nintendo. We're at a golden age of gaming. Other than that, I don't really have any other thoughts on whatever this is Nintendo Labo. I honestly, there was a rumor that came out, it was like basically Nintendo Skylanders or whatever, but essentially that's pretty much it for everything I gotta say here. Nintendo Labo sounds like a good idea. Maybe it'll work in its execution, but it doesn't really matter at the end of the day, to the core gamer. Don't have to worry about Nintendo slipping up or whatever. No more clickbait. Don't fall for any of that clickbait. And yeah, I hop off of here. Peace.